Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to the Apocaflix Movie News Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Bartley, and like always, I'm joined by Gio Ramos and Jake Berlin. Gio, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, everyone? How y'all doing?
And Jake Berlin, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Glad to be back after kind of a little hiatus.
A week hiatus. You weren't with us last week, but we're back at it. We're all tired, but we're here to talk some movie news. And like always, Gio runs down the topics for us. So, Gio, what do we got first?
So John Boyega has signed on to star in the lead role for Pacific Rim 2. Boyega will play the son of Idris Elba's character, that badass character in the first film. Stephen DeKnight will direct, and the film still awaits from principal photography. So, what do you guys think of John Boyega's cast in Pacific Rim 2? Awesome, right?
Yes, I am a huge fan of John Boyega, especially after The Force Awakens. He brought so much energy to that movie, and I think he's going to do the same for Pacific Rim 2. I didn't love Pacific Rim, but I appreciated it for the spectacle that it was, and I'm interested in seeing a sequel. I'll be there opening night. It's one of those big, event films that I definitely will be there for, and I think John Boyega is a great choice to lead it. And I know Charlie Hunnam is not a great actor, but I would love to see him back. I hate when movies don't have actors return for the sequels. Like, it doesn't feel like the same movie to me. I don't know why. And it doesn't sound like he's coming back, right? So, other than that, this is a great casting choice.
No, I agree. I've become a big fan of John Boyega as well, not just because of his acting chops like Star Wars. You also have Attack the Block, which he was awesome in.
And also his personality, too.
Yeah, well, it's his outside of the movie world where he's on the red carpets and he's talking in interviews. Like, he's just so charismatic and charming, and like he has all these things about him that you love. And he's a young, energetic guy, and to be able to grab a lead role in this kind of movie is awesome, especially because I absolutely adore the first Pacific Rim. I as well would like to see Charlie Hunnam back. I think he will be back personally. Maybe they still don't announce it yet. I would love to see John Boyega become his new partner, and because there's also rumors going around that he's playing Idris Elba's son in the movie.
Yeah,
and to have like Charlie Hunnam, maybe have him bring him on as his partner. Is there any
word on whether Charlie Hunnam's coming back or not?
Well, no, they haven't said he's not coming back. So maybe there's a possibility, but I think it'd be cool for the story to be like, okay, his dad sacrificed himself, and now they become like these partners or whatever.
I think them two on screen would
that'd be cool.
Duo.
They're totally different together. They're different personalities. I think it'd be cool. But John Boyega in this kind of movie, man, sign me up. It's awesome.
For me, I don't know. John Boyega and Stephen DeKnight. Because of those two, I'm like really excited for Pacific Rim 2 now. Like, I wasn't a real fan of the first movie, but then again, I'm me, so it's whatever. So next up, let's talk about Jennifer Lawrence and Adam McKay. Deadline reports that the actress and the director are teaming up for a real-life medical drama. The film will tell the story of Elizabeth Holmes, who founded a medical startup company called Theranos, which was known for their blood testing. Back in 2014, the company was worth $9 billion, according to Silicon Valley, with Holmes' net worth at least half of that. And then over a short span of time, the company and Holmes fell due to an investigation of inaccurate test results. Their whole shtick was revolved around being able to draw blood with a pinprick instead of whole tubes that would produce the same results. As of right now, the company is worth $0, and Holmes could be banned from medical practice. So, giving a little bit of backstory, Jennifer Lawrence, Adam McKay for a movie like this, what do you think?
I like it. When we were leading up to Joy last year, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was kind of getting tired of Jennifer Lawrence doing the same thing over and over and over again, and her going back to David O. Russell and kind of doing the same thing with him. We saw Adam McKay do The Big Short last year, and what he was able to get from the likes of Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling and Brad Pitt and some of the younger actors in there as well. I'm very interested to see what he's able to get from Jennifer Lawrence. It sounds like a different kind of role that she hasn't played before, and that excites me. She's obviously one of the best actresses on the planet, if not the best. So anything that she touches, it's exciting to begin with, but when it's something different like this, there's definitely a little bit more excitement in the fact that Adam McKay is attached after last year's Big Short. I'm totally in because, Adam McKay, he's known for his comedy, but there was some great drama in The Big Short, and he was able to capture something that a lot of directors probably wouldn't have been able to capture. So I'm definitely excited for it.
Yeah, prior to The Big Short coming out, I would be iffy on this. Like, is this going to be a comedy about this type of source material? But after The Big Short, seeing what he did with that, tackling a true story, and how difficult that story was to tell and how well he directed it, was nominated for Best Picture. Some people were saying it was a favorite to maybe potentially steal it from Spotlight. And
well, it won one of the big awards leading up to the Oscars.
It was
Adapted screenplay.
No, it won Best Movie.
It did win Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars,
but
it won Best Movie at. I don't think it was it the Directors Guild?
It might have. It was something, and it was one of the ones where
it was something important,
and it leads up to the Oscars, and it's always like a tell.
I think it might have been the critics.
Yeah, so it did win a big award last year.
Yeah, and then after it won that, people were saying, "Oh, it might win the Oscar," but Spotlight was probably the best film last year, so it won for sure. Yeah, I love this. How can you not? I think Adam McKay is moving into those tier of directors where every year, if he has a movie coming out near the end of the year, you can, bet it's going to be in the discussion for Oscars. And I think this is another one of those movies. I don't understand the fatigue or negativity around Jennifer Lawrence. Yes, I understand it with Mystique and an X-Men franchise for sure, but other than that, she's a fantastic actress. She's one of the top 5 best actor or actresses working today, and you should be excited about her working on a source material like this. And I don't know anything about the true story, but it sounds compelling for sure.
Well, I'm glad she's not doing another David O. Russell movie, so it's good to see her working with other directors and spreading her wings. She's working with Darren Aronofsky also. Is that his name?
Aronofsky.
Aronofsky,
yeah.
Yeah, and this project sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Adam McKay, he adds his own blend of humor and kind of tells the story in his own way, which makes it more fun. He did that with Big Short, and I'm curious to see what he'll do with this one. So let's talk about The Passion of the Christ. Mel Gibson and his Braveheart writer, Randall Wallace, confirmed that they are actively working on a sequel. The film will tell the story of the resurrection of Christ 3 days after his crucifixion. I'll start this one off. Passion of the Christ is a pretty difficult movie to watch, whether you believe in, whether you're a religious person or not. There's some tough scenes in there to watch, but Mel Gibson, his storytelling is unlike any other. And I mean, for this movie, it was very controversial, but I think that's kind of what he was expecting, especially for a story like this. Very successful. And am I interested in The Passion of the Christ 2? Yeah, I am. I'm interested to see what else he can do with this story. There's so much history about this recorded history that he can pull from what he wants and create another great story. Plus, it's Mel Gibson directing. I mean, this guy needs to get back in Hollywood. I'm really looking forward to his movie later on this coming year, and it's great to see him getting more opportunities because this guy's one hell of a director. So what do you guys think about this news?
I don't recall Passion of the Christ that well. I know I watched parts of it when I was a child, but I don't remember it. I know it was a huge success. And as most of Mel Gibson directed movies are, Apocalypto is a fantastic film, yet also hard to watch. It's interesting. I don't know, because I was gonna say I probably won't see this, but then it's gonna be mentioned for Oscars and stuff like that. So we'll see. It depends how I feel around the time when the movie comes out. I'm not a religious person, so I can't really comment on any of that stuff. But I can appreciate a good film, whether it's based on stuff I believe in or not. So maybe I'll go back and watch The Passion of the Christ and then watch this new one. But we'll see. I think Mel Gibson is a phenomenal filmmaker, and if I'm going to watch it, it's because of that.
Yeah, I think I have never seen Passion of the Christ. Never got around to it. I've heard a number of things about it. Obviously, that it is incredibly hard to watch, and that a lot of people do love it, but a lot of people are kind of iffy on it. But like Jacob said, I think that if Mel Gibson was to direct it and it's his type of movie, I think I would go watch it. I'm going to watch it because of the director and who stars in it or whatever, not because it's a movie that frustrates me or whatnot. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to go watch a movie. That's kind of how I view it. So other than that, I don't really have anything to say just because I haven't seen Passion of the Christ, so I can't really lead into a sequel or a second one and where it goes from there and whatnot. But Mel Gibson as a director is phenomenal, and he's done great things in the past, and I hope he continues to do that in the future. So.
All right, well, let's talk about Ocean's 11 remake. Showbiz 411 says that Mindy Kaling and Helena Bonham Carter will be a part of the ensemble cast, as well as Kate Blanchett. Right now, Sandra Bullock is the only one who's officially signed on. Report also mentions that Jennifer Lawrence will not likely appear in the film due to her busy schedule coming up. Gary Ross is attached to direct, who did the first Hunger Games movie, with George Clooney producing and Olivia Milch writing. So Mindy Kaling, Helena Bonham Carter, Kate Blanchett, and Sandra Bullock, according to this report. What do you guys think about that cast so far for Ocean's 11 remake?
It sounds diverse and different, and
Diverse, that's a good word.
It kind of lines up with what they did with the George Clooney and Brad Pitt Oceans. A variety of different actresses in there. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of iffy on Mindy Kaling. I've seen her in a few things. She kind of gets annoying to me after a while. She kind of does the same thing over and over and over again. Like it was, I think she was in The Night Before.
She was, yeah.
Yeah, she was kind of like, it felt like she does the same character all the time. But as long as she's not showcased a ton or one of the main characters, I'm down for Sandra Bullock. I'm down for Kate Blanchett. I'm down for Helen Bonham Carter. She's awesome. I'm cool without Jennifer Lawrence. I don't need to see her in there. Get some other young actresses or older actresses who would bring something big to this kind of lineup of characters. And it looks like a good start. It sounds fun. It's kind of taking the Ghostbusters route, but I hope it does a little bit better than the Ghostbusters at this point. So,
All right, so I'm all for a female ensemble cast. That's what excites me about this movie. To see Kate Blanchett interact with Mindy, that would be freaking awesome. And to see who else, they're going to keep casting these roles until they get 11 women at least. So that excites me, but why does it have to be Ocean's 11? That's what I'm not happy about. Why not make a separate movie that just has a female ensemble cast? I understand it's for the money, for a brand name, something recognizable, but I kind of argue against this when people use this term, but it's a cash grab for me. The title and what they're gonna call it, Ocean's 11, or whatever they're gonna call it. I just wish it was a new story, a new fresh story, just that has the same women ensemble cast. That being said, Mindy Kaling and Helena Bonham Carter are great. I think Mindy Kaling will be, since this is going to be such a big ensemble cast, she's not going to be in it that much. So you're going to get bits and pieces of her, and I think that's when she works best, when she has a small role. And she's awesome as discussed in Inside Out. She was my favorite of the five Inside Out emotions, so I love her in that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about the ensemble cast, but not the movie.
Yeah, Mindy Kaling could probably be the Bernie Mac of the previous one.
Nobody can be the Bernie Mac.
Oh no, I'm not saying that she's going to be
she's
Bernie
gonna
Mac.
be the
but
comedic
she's gonna be
relief.
the comedic relief.
For
yeah,
sure.
Rest in peace, sir. Like I love the word that you said, diversity, and that's what I want this cast to be. And again, Kate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock, like having just those two right there, that's your Pitt and Clooney.
And throw
right
Jennifer
there.
Lawrence in there. Come on, I'm down for that too.
Well, I mean, but I'm just basing it off the report right now.
I'm saying like,
she's too busy.
I would be down
she's
for
too
Jennifer.
great of an actor, Jacob.
No,
She's not,
I would be down for Jennifer Lawrence to be in that.
Yeah,
Kate Blanchett's better than Jennifer Lawrence, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure. I would agree with that, but I mean,
That's like
Jennifer Lawrence is like 15 years younger, but it's too. I don't know. Anyways, let's move
that's
on.
not a fair comparison. Kate Blanchett is a legend already.
Yeah, she is. All right, let's move on to rapid fire. Let's go through these topics pretty quick. Small updates on big upcoming films. But first, I didn't mention in the notes, but Namor the Submariner just recently went to Marvel. They got the rights back. Or maybe they've had the rights for 10 years. I don't know. You never know.
Was it confirmed?
Yeah. Who confirmed it? Was it one of the comic book writers, a producer?
I know Kevin Feige had some comments on it too.
Yeah.
He said it's difficult. We have the rights, but Universal still
it's
parts
like,
of the rights.
It's like Hulk.
It's just
Universal
like the Hulk.
Owns a little bit of Hulk as well.
I think Universal owns the distributing rights, and Marvel can have Namor in their movies, but they can't release a solo Namor movie. I think it's something like that.
Yeah. So I just want to ask you guys, when do you expect to see Namor in the MCU, and who do you want him to? Well, never mind. I already know who you guys want.
All right. So if Namor is back at Marvel as far as movie rights go, I'm all for it. It's a very different character, but this is their Aquaman, and he's not nearly as popular or well known as Aquaman. You ask someone, Namor the Submariner, who?
Namor Garcia Park?
No one's gonna know. But I've done my research on Namor. I want them to one day make an Invaders movie. For those of you who don't know, that's basically a World War II era Avengers team.
It's the original
Human Torch.
Cap's original team.
It's Captain America, Bucky, Namor the Submariner, the original Human Torch, and there's a few other characters. The Wizard, he's like a Flash type character. I want them to make that movie one day, but maybe when they reboot or something. Mm-hmm. But I think Namor would best be served in Phase 4 for a villain after Thanos, to be at first a villain where the Atlantis has a problem with the land life, and the Avengers have to go up against the Atlanteans, and then afterwards there's the misunderstanding gets worked out, and Namor joins the Avengers.
They're making a movie already, aren't they?
What, Justice League?
Maybe we don't know.
I don't know. I just think
it's a good story.
I just think it would be best for him to be used because they're gonna run out. Marvel needs formidable villains for the Avengers films, and I think that's one you can use because you need people or beings that the Avengers could fight, and you're gonna run out of those eventually, and you don't want to keep doing the same thing. So why not have them fight the Atlanteans? And I'm not gonna take credit for this, but Jake mentioned this. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Namor, and I'm sure Jake agrees.
Wishful thinking. What about you, Jake?
I hope.
Well, here's a crazy idea, and because we don't know what's coming after Avengers Infinity War, and we don't know what the slate's going to look like, and we kind of have an idea of what movies are going to be there. We just don't know when. What if, after Avengers Infinity War Part 2, The Aftermath, what if the next movie is actually another Avengers movie, and Namor comes out of the water because of the aftermath of Thanos?
That would make sense.
And he becomes the villain.
The ocean's going to take some damage when Thanos
He's the villain in the Avengers movie, and then at the end of the movie, they
work it out.
Yeah, they work it out, or if it's the next movie, they work it out or whatever. But what if we see 3 Avengers movies in a row?
I'm down for that.
And the opening of Phase 4 is actually Avengers: The Rise of Namor or something. I don't know. Something weird or whatever.
Atlantis.
Yeah, like Atlantean War or something like that. I don't know. But
hey, let's do it.
Like, I'm just saying, like, that. I think that'd be awesome. Namor, he's a fantastic character. He's awesome. I know he's like, he's the Aquaman, but he's so different from Aquaman.
That's why I said he's very different.
He's so different from Aquaman.
The only similarity is that they're both Atlanteans.
Yeah.
And they have similar power. I don't know Namor's powers.
I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would be an awesome choice, but I think that here's a wild card: John Hamm.
That's great Namor. Too. All right, they have to change the outfit. You cannot just wear a Speedo.
No, he wouldn't. He'd wear it would be some. He'd be shirtless, but it'd be like pants or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Some kind of like wetsuit or something like that.
Huh, that's pretty cool. I think because I'm putting money on it right now that James Wan will give us a good Aquaman movie. But I think once that happens, Marvel's going to fast track their Namor property.
If Aquaman's a success.
Yeah, when it is a success. But who should play Namor? I mean, Brian T said he wanted to play, but I don't want to see him.
I have a weird one, which. All right, you guys have seen Don John, right? With Joseph Gordon-Levitt ripped. What about Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
I wouldn't mind that. What about you?
Bad.
If he got back in Don John shape.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
What about Channing Tatum?
If he
He's
ever
not gonna
does
be Gambit.
Yeah.
He's not going to
Hey,
be
why
Gambit at this
not?
point.
on. All right. Well, anyways, let's move on. J.K. Simmons, there were some photos released of him working out for his Commissioner Gordon role. Dude's pretty ripped. What do you guys think? Does he need to be this ripped for Commissioner Gordon? Do you like the take? Is it different? What's up?
He doesn't have to be this ripped, but it's awesome that he's getting ripped for this. He looks like a beast. I was really surprised to see those pictures. And although Commissioner Gordon, not every iteration of him has been in shape, I think it would make sense for an ex-commissioner or an ex-cop or a guy who's on the force who is fighting criminals to be in shape. And I think if they're going to go for an older Commissioner Gordon who was once, very physically fit, I'm all for that. And J.K. Simmons is already a badass, and if he wants to become more of a badass, go ahead, please.
What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like they're just pulling everything from The Dark Knight Returns, those Frank Miller stuff. Mm-hmm. Because in the animated movies and in all those graphic novels, Commissioner Gordon's a big dude, and he's not the Gary Oldman that we know, and so it makes sense, and I hope that he has some giant beard or something. I think that'd be awesome, and kind of see him fight some crime. Because, we saw Gary Oldman get down a little bit in the Dark Knight movies, but I think that, we're going to have a little backstory of Commissioner Gordon and Batman, and Commissioner Gordon's going to have a little action involved in that. I think Batman's going to... I think they're going to have a really good relationship, these two, and because out of everybody other than Alfred, Commissioner Gordon's the one that's been with him through everything. Mm-hmm. And I think at this point he's going to know who he is as far as Bruce Wayne goes. And he knows that he lost a Robin, that he may have...
His parents.
He lost his parents. He may have lost someone else along the way as well.
Dent,
So, I think that bringing in J.K. Simmons for one is amazing. Giving him this type of role as far as beefing up and a little bit more action as far as, instead of just talking, it's awesome. I think it's great. And it's exciting stuff. The Batman movie obviously is the most exciting thing for DC going right now, other than Wonder Woman. But, it's cool. I don't know if he needs to be that ripped because he looks gigantic, but if they're following that storyline, it works.
And it also further separates his other comic book portrayal, J. Jonah Jameson.
Definitely.
So, all right, let's move on to a little bit buy sell. Have you guys read the Bill Murray's comment on the latest Ghostbusters movie? Have you?
I heard it, yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Is he just saying that because he has to say it, or what's up? Like, do you really buy into?
Well, do you have the quote on you right now?
Yeah.
You should read it so the listeners know what it is. They might not have heard it.
So Bill Murray said, "It was only because I knew these girls were funny. When you see the film and you'll delight in the film, it sort of rumbles along in the beginning and you go, oh God, how are they going to pull this thing off? But there's no quit in these girls. I've worked with Melissa before and a little bit with Kristen, but this is a tough movie to pull off because it's a big concept. There's a lot on the plate. There's a lot of expectation. And Danny and I and Annie and Ernie, we were just screaming, cheering like we were at a sports event at the end of it."
It sounds like he's not that happy with the movie, honestly. It sounds like he's trying to come up with the reason for why it might be good. And it sounds like he said, it's a little iffy at the beginning, but eventually it comes around and it's all right. I'm trying to be optimistic about this film. I get Ghostbusters is close to people's hearts and it's nostalgic and they don't want it ruined. But I think Paul Feig could do something special with this cast, and I'm still holding out hope. But these comments do not help the bad rep that this movie's getting, especially the marketing.
Yeah, I sell him. I love Bill Murray. I love everything he does, but one, it doesn't sound like he's too happy about it, and two, what else is he going to say? He's not going to bash on the movie, a month before it comes out, and say, it's not good. You shouldn't go see this movie. It doesn't live up to the original, whatever. But I haven't liked anything from this movie I've seen so far, and the trailers have not got me excited. And I'm bummed because I do like the cast, and I love Kristen Wiig, and Melissa McCarthy was great in Spy, and the SNL cast members is awesome. But what else is he gonna say? Really, we've seen this multiple times. The press tour is coming, and he's obviously got to praise it because he's in it, and so yeah, we'll see.
I still have the comments. I don't know. He didn't say a damn thing about the movie. He just talked about some other stuff. I don't know. All right, so let's move on. Comic-Con Suicide Squad is expected to have a big presence. What does Warner Brothers need to do to restore confidence in the fans? And what are the odds that Zack Snyder gets booed on stage? Jake?
The odds of him getting booed? I'll say about 25%. I'll give it 25%. It's not very high, but
That would have been higher.
No, I'll give it 25% because I think that it got bashed by critics. Obviously, Batman v Superman, but I think a lot of the diehard fans walked away loving the movie just because it was Batman v Superman. And but as far as what they need to do, I think that Suicide Squad needs to be good. I think at least good. If it's great, then I think they're back on track. I think they need to announce the official date for a Batman movie. And I think they also need to announce a official date for Man of Steel 2. Because if you remember after Man of Steel 2, even though it got 55% on Rotten Tomatoes or something, people were stoked to see where this universe was going after Man of Steel. And I think people want to get back to the smaller, contained, solo superhero movies. Even though Justice League is coming, they want to see what happens with Superman next.
Right.
They want to see what happens with Batman next. And so I think that's what they need to do. The main thing, though, is Suicide Squad has to be good. If it's not good, then they're in big trouble.
I don't think Zack Snyder's going to be there. I really don't. This has nothing. I mean, other than the fact that it's in the same universe, Zack Snyder is an executive producer on Suicide Squad? Is he even that? Maybe just a producer? You know who's going to be there is David Ayer. He's going to be championing this film. If Zack Snyder does come out, maybe I say a 10% chance he gets booed just because some fans can be assholes sometimes. But I really don't think he's going to be there. I think they don't want to focus on Batman v Superman. They want to focus on Suicide Squad. You're going to have David Ayer and the whole entire cast there. I don't think Zack Snyder's going to be there at all.
And Wonder Woman. I think they'll drop the Wonder Woman trailer.
That'd be awesome.
Because that comes out with July of next year.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a year.
I know Gal Gadot didn't perform a great she's not the best actress, but I still love the Wonder Woman character, and I think she's going to do great things.
It'll be a year out, so I because they dropped the Batman v Superman trailer. How long before the teaser? How long before the movie? A year and a half.
Man.
It was like a year and a half, right?
It was a year after they announced it, so about.
I have high hopes for Wonder Woman.
I think we'll
very
see.
much looking
I think we'll
forward to that
see
movie.
at a minute and a half trailer, like a 90-second trailer,
teaser.
like a 90-second teaser.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's end this with our Showdown Sunday. Every Sunday I put two movie-related forces together. They can be actors, directors, characters, movies. And I chose the hot topic of the news world, Brie Larson versus Emily Blunt for Captain America role.
Captain America.
Captain Marvel.
Are they
I'm sorry.
recasting? Chris Evans is leaving?
They're making Captain America a female character.
Yeah.
Come on, this is you
Oh, yeah.
guys should have saw this
I
coming.
forgot.
Yeah. So, who do you think should be Captain Marvel?
That's too easy for that guy.
Alright.
Come on, that's way too
Who
easy.
should be your
Serious?
Captain
All
Marvel?
right. I love Emily Blunt. I think she's a great actress. She's a badass in Live, Die, Repeat. But it's Brie Larson. I've been saying Brie Larson for over 6 months. She is an Oscar-winning actress. She's 26 years old. She's from Sacramento. She's getting in shape for Kong Skull Island and for Captain Marvel. Brie Larson all the way.
Okay, and you?
Emily Blunt, dude. I love Brie Larson, and I still have yet to see Room, by the way. But
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Holy crap.
I know. I've still yet to see Room, but I've been championing for Emily Blunt all along, man. I've been wanting her to play this role. I know that she's a bit older, not that far off, and I just think that after seeing her in Edge of Tomorrow and after seeing her in Sicario, I just think she would be so good in that role.
You know what's bad for me is I'm already envisioning Brie Larson in the role. I'm getting used to it, and I should not do that because these discussions can fall out, and I'm going to be upset if they do.
And it's nothing against Brie Larson. Like, if they were to cast her today as Captain Marvel, I would be so happy they got her.
Yeah, but you're getting forced to choose.
Yeah, and
and you always wanted Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt, she's been my number one from the, and she's, we did our top 5 actresses last year, and she was ranked in the number 1 for me, and she still is. And I would love to see her in this universe as Captain Marvel. And if she doesn't get Captain Marvel, I hope to see her in the universe as some other character down the road, because I think she is one of the best working actresses today, and I'd love to see her in that role. And the same goes for Brie Larson.
I'm a lot more intrigued by Brie Larson than I was like a year ago for the role, but I gotta go Emily Blunt. I mean, and it's nothing against Brie Larson's. We haven't seen her in an action flick yet. So we don't know how she'll fare. We know she can do dramatic. Like that's not the problem at all. And yeah, she's an actress. She can do anything. But I mean, let's wait and see. I wrote in my article that, I mean, they could play 2 different types of Captain Marvels. You can have a tough as nails, down and dirty Captain Marvel and Emily Blunt. Or you can have the more what's the right word? Softer.
For Brie Larson?
Yeah.
No,
I think either way she's going to be a hard
it's funny. I think that I think Brie Larson, if they were to get Brie Larson, I think they would make her harder.
Yeah.
It's more of a hardened character if Brie Larson was there, because they saw what she did with Room.
All right, what about the age thing? I know, all right, so Brie Larson's 26, Emily Blunt's 33. I know it's not that far of a gap, but knowing that these older actors are going to eventually move on pretty soon, you want to cast young for Marvel, so they can play these characters for another 15 years.
You got to remember, though, Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Iron Man as how old was he? Like 40?
He was 41.
I agree.
41, 42?
But I think they need more young actors.
Well, you got Spider-Man that takes the average down to like 17. So, I mean,
Yeah, Elizabeth Olsen,
she's young. I mean, you have Chadwick Boseman.
Don't
He's
get
pretty
me wrong.
young.
Emily Blunt, I'll be happy if they cast Emily
Well,
Blunt.
he's
but
38,
I need to get ready if Brie Larson falls out of top.
Well, you're like you said, you're already envisioning
Yeah.
it, so it's going to be hard to change.
Yeah, it
change
really
your
is.
perspective. So
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to end Apocaflix movie news for this week. I want to thank Gio for gathering the notes and joining us. Where can they find you online, Gio?
You can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24 and ApocalypseMovies.com.
And Jake Berlin.
Twitter, Instagram at Qui-Gon Jake, ApocalypseMovies.com every day.
And you can find me, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at Jacob Bartley_, on Instagram at Jacob Ryan Bartley, and on this Apocaflix Movies YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit that like button, shoot us a comment, let us know what you thought about any of the topics that we talked about today, and until next time, you all take care.